will propel him back into the spotlight.
Alex, we saw Terry Norris last summer in a title bout against Julian Jackson. He got knocked out in the second round, but no doubt about it, this kid has tons of talent.
He absolutely does, and I think, Dan, he also wants to reestablish his credibility. He wants to prove that his loss to Jackson was a fluke, that he has the skill as well as the chin to be a world champion. If you wanted to test your chin, I don't think you could have picked a better opponent than Terry's picked today in John Mugabi.
As you can see, both fighters are in the ring. Let's take a look at the numbers. Mugabi, 8 years the senior of Terry Norris, and that's a hard 154 for John Mugabi. He does not make that weight easily. All right, the rules, WBC rules will apply. The 10-point must scoring. No 3 knockdown, no standing 8. Only the referee can stop the fight, and a fighter cannot be saved by the bell unless it is the final round. There's the bell for the beginning of round 1. This WBC Super Welterweight Championship bout between Terry Norris and the champion, John the Beast Mugabi. Eddie Eckert is our referee here this afternoon, and terrible Terry Norris.
Norris in the all-white trunks on the left of your screen here. John Mugabi on the right with the black stripe.
Both fighters fighting out of the conventional stance, and Terry Norris wisely not wading right in, testing John Mugabi early. It behooves Norris to dance and box and use his skills as much as he can. A good left from Norris, and Mugabi is staggered. John Mugabi goes down. A left from Terry Norris drops John Mugabi. Mugabi is up and on Queer Street. Oh, this crowd is stunned. John Mugabi dropped his mouthpiece. Here's where Mugabi will need all the experience he has. Can he hang on? Terry Norris closing in on Mugabi, and Mugabi wisely holding on, Alex.
Only been down once before in his career against Marvelous Marvin Hagler, but he's in much worse trouble here.
It was a left from Norris that caught Mugabi flush. And Mugabi does at least appear to be getting his legs back to a degree.
If somebody told you there was going to be a knockdown in round 1, Dan.
Oh, and that right from Norris. You saw it stiffen the legs of Mugabi. And John Mugabi is helpless. Holding on.
Coming up on 1 minute left in the round. There is no 3 knockdown rule, and there is no standing 8 count. It looked like the referee could have given a standing 8 count there, but there is not in the WBC.
It is John Mugabi that has a track record of coming out of the blocks in a hurry. But this round is all Terry Norris. And now for Mugabi, it's just a question, can he survive?
And we should say that Terry Norris should be careful because he can still win punches.
And 2 good left hooks from Mugabi, but Norris comes right back. This is clearly a pro-Mugabi crowd. John lived here in Tampa for a number of years. Oh, that right from Terry Norris. And John Mugabi will not get up. 5, 6, 7. Terry Norris with the right finishes it here in round 1. Terry Norris, the new WBC Super Welterweight champion.
When he first fought for the title, he was the victim of a second-round knockout. Today, he made the most feared puncher perhaps in boxing, the victim.
John Mugabi still on the canvas. The official time, 2 minutes and 47 seconds of the first round. And John Mugabi up against the ropes.
Dan,
the first punch, Alex, that left, and then it was the last one was a right.
I started to say during the round, if somebody told you there was going to be a first-round knockout in this fight, who would have ever believed that the victim was going to be John Mugabi?
Well, we are the beneficiaries in respect to this early knockout. That's because we're going to bring you next the IBF WBC Junior Welterweight Championship. That from Las Vegas. That's Julio Cesar Chavez and Meldrick Taylor. So we'll be back here to Tampa in a moment.
Coming up on ABC's Wide World of Sports, the controversial title fight featuring Julio Cesar Chavez versus Meldrick Taylor.
No, I agree. In fact, he's got a few minutes left. That's right. Oh, man, I'm full. I started combing my hair back when I was about 10 because I knew I'd be bald. You like rubbish? No, thank you. It's a little rough for me.
Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If they're not Dockers, they're just pants.
I used to babysit. I used to get $1 an hour.
Just last week?
Is that the only song you know?
Yeah.
Users of ordinary nasal sprays will do almost anything to keep the spray up in their nose, where it can work. Which is why so many people now use Sinex Ultrafine Mist. It's twice as fine as ordinary sprays, so its medicine goes up and stays up to give you the best relief possible. You don't have to stand on your head to get relief. Just get Sinex Ultrafine Mist.
Welcome back to Tampa. A stunning first-round knockout by Terry Norris, and Alex Wallow is up in the ring with the new champion now.
Terry, your first try for a title was a disaster. You're well ahead. You got caught with a punch in the second round. This time it was you that put the power on the opponent.
Well, I made sure this time that I was going to be on the other end of this. You know, I took Jackson for granted after the first round after I beat him half to death in the first round.
You're talking about your fight against Julian Jackson.
Julian Jackson, you know, I knew. But then I got careless. And then he caught me with a good shot.
Let's take a look at the action in round one. I think it started off, Terry, with a left hook. This is early in round one. First minute of the round. There, that left hook on his temple, and his legs were gone at that point. What were you thinking right here?
Take him out. Go ahead and take him out.
Were you fearful? Were you respecting his power still at this point, or were you just thinking about getting him out of there?
Yeah, I did anticipate that he still had the power, because when he was throwing, I could feel the power when he was coming over me and riding me down. So I just went on, you know, and tried to put my combination together.
This is the second knockdown, Terry.
Well, that right there, I set him up with the right hand. Pop, right there. There it is. Straight right hand. That clocked him right there.
Was there any doubt in your mind when he went down that time that you were the new champion?
Yeah, I knew it was over there. I knew he wasn't going to get up from that shot. That was a perfect right hand.
How difficult was you to come back from the mental torture of being stopped in the second round, your first try for a title? How difficult was you to get your confidence back?
Actually, it was very hard. You know, I got me a couple of fights. You know, my wife kept pushing me. My managers kept pushing me, telling me, "Go ahead, do it." You know, stay in training. You know, and I stuck with it.
Congratulations to you. Thanks very much, Terry. Let's go back to Dan down at ringside.
Okay, thank you, Alex. And again, don't forget, right after this commercial break, it's going to be Julio Cesar Chavez and Meldrick Taylor, the fight 2 weeks ago from